All right, welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. I am sitting in Guelph Park, which is just off Main Street and Broadway. I've got SonReal with me. Hi, SonReal. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Thanks for having me, Scott. I appreciate it.
Good. So it's been a long day. We're sitting here at a park after work. SonReal, what you been doing today?
Today I've been in my home studio recording choruses that didn't quite work out, and I've been doing that.
Cool. So can you give an example of a chorus that didn't work out?
There was one where I was actually just doing like a gang vocal where I was just doing like O's and like in the background, and that didn't work out at all. And then I can't remember the lyrics to the other one. They were all floppers. It happens from time to time. So yeah. Hey, what's going on? This is SonReal, and now you're tuned in to Scott Wood on the interview show. All right, peace.
Now I've been up, and I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. I killed cocaine in this game in 08, hey. Too broke to catch a cab, so they say I'm too late, hey. Looking kinda funny, use my skill as a gateway, but that shit ain't cool, so everyone hate me. Hey you, how you doing, girl? My name is Son. Pretty soon I'll be that dude you call the famous one. Even though I'm couch surfing like a Joe Schmo, rap career looking like a motherfucking no-go. I got tapes, I never sold them though, but I swear to God I'll be that dude who say I told him so. Mom calling me again. Sonny, when you gonna find this backup plan? Mom, bun shoveling in retail. I finna get them figures that they said we'll never see well, I heard dreams come true even when you're sleeping on a broken futon, dude. I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. I've been up, and I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. The year's 09 and I'm getting a little better now. Broke up with my girl, but I still got no cheddar now. Trying to play catch up with these dudes on my head now. Go to sleep and dream to be up instead of down. Wow. Did a tour, but we made no money. How am I looking so fresh when I be living so bummy? Got a call from New Yiddy. Said I've been chosen to open up for Lil Wayne in Mississippi. Turns out they wanted $2,000 deposit, and shit was all a scam. Good thing I never got it. My struggle ain't nothing like theirs, boy. I come from a small town where everybody on steroids, and only famous dude from there is Daniel Powder. I had a bad day since I stepped out of the shower. I've been down where you never wanna see me, but now I'm feeling flyer than a motherfucking genie. I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. I've been up, and I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. The year's 010 and I buzz like a killer bee. No Wu-Tang, but the real heads be feeling me. And I can pack a bill without open for him and she's a if you hating, go ahead and try and get rid of me. Boy, I go, we know, we go, that's the motto. Log on to Twitter, all these people start to follow. Last year I couldn't get a feature less the price is right. Now they hitting my management saying the boy is nice, man. 2012 roll around, bandwagon fans love me since I made the countdown. And now they acting like we in though. Labels say they'll take a bro where I ain't never been no. I know nothing as I kinda sorta grin though. Cause everything I said I do, I'm making sure I did, yo. So watch us as we finally bring it. And if you feel the same, then why don't you just sing it to me? I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. I've been up, and I've been down. Ain't smoke no, but I'm higher than a cloud now. I've been lost, but now I'm found. Yeah, I run my city where my feet be on the ground now. And it go like this. The shit ain't easy, baby, but you gotta believe me, baby. Cause what's up must come down, and I think that theory even work the other way around. Cause the shit ain't easy, baby, but you gotta believe me, baby. Cause once I must come down, and I think the theory even worked the other way around. Cause yeah, I do that. You gotta believe me, baby. You gotta believe me, baby. Hey.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. We opened with Up, Up, Up off Good News by SonReal. I've got SonReal here with me in a park on Main Street. I'm going to ask him to talk a little bit about that track.
Up, Up, Up is kind of like a feel-good song. It's talking about my struggles. It's talking about all the things I've been through, obviously being where I come from. And it's kind of like a funny track too, man, that just kind of talks about maybe the not so normal problems of a everyday rapper.
So rather than say like verbatim what it is, can you talk like maybe about production or some different type of aspect about it?
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Because people have just heard it, right? So they're going to be like, wow, he just said what he just said.
Oh, they just heard it. Oh, okay, I thought I was introducing the track.
You're introducing the track.
Oh, okay, cool. Up, Up, Up's produced by Moss. He's out of Toronto, and he's produced for a lot of big artists. And I wrote that song on my phone. I don't know what else you want me to say about it. I mean, I can talk about like the lyrics or whatever, but.
All right, so for those who don't know who you are, could you give us like a 2-sentence explanation? Who is SonReal?
I'm a rapper from Vancouver. I also sing and I audio engineer. I'm originally from Vernon, BC, which is like probably like 5 hours away from here. And yeah, I make music, hip hop music.
Vernon, ski town.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lots of skiers from there.
So where did the name SonReal come from?
Everyone always asks me that, and I never really even know what to say, to be honest. And it's obviously like a frequent question that gets asked with interviews. I think I was just young, and I just made it up when I first started rapping kind of thing. I used to go by Deliberate, which didn't sound that cool. So I just kind of switched it up when I was like 15, 16 years old. And yeah, I just kind of went with SonReal, and it just kind of, I think like a name is just something you should always just feel good being called, and it should sound real to you, and it should sound good to you. And yeah, I don't know, SonReal was that to me. So
what got you into rapping?
Actually skateboarding is what first got me into it, to be honest. Like, I mean, I was always like, you know, I'd always listen to hip hop records and like listen to it like it was a story or something, because I was obviously from a small town where, you know, there wasn't ghettos or anything like that. So I'd listen to people like Tupac and Nas and stuff like that, and just kind of listen to it like it was almost like a movie, because I was so fascinated by their story. But what really got me into it was skateboarding, man. I'd be skateboarding at the park, and all the older skaters would be listening to hip-hop, and that's just kind of what fascinated me. I was trying to be like them anyway, so everything from the fashion, like I was wearing camel pants like when I was like 12 and 13 and stuff like that, and like from the fashion to like just the way of life and stuff, skateboarding is what brought me to hip-hop.
Young rappers are often at the mercy of beat makers when they start out. So what's a tip for other people who are in the same position?
Just like, it's extremely hard. Like, there's no way of telling you any other way. It's insanely hard, and it's 1 in a million that you're even gonna really get anywhere with it. But it does happen all the time, and like, I think it's mostly just grinding, man. Like you gotta just, you know, go do dubs, go do, you know, rap over other people's beats and get kind of crappy beats and make what you can make of it at the start until you kind of, you know, get a name and develop your style and stuff like that. And then things will start to hopefully snowball for you. But yeah, it is a really hard dog-eat-dog industry. And yeah, that's pretty much the only advice I can give, is just go hard and, you know, use what you got at the start.
Would rap be boring without gangsters?
Yeah. Yeah, it would. They're the ones that started this shit, and as Ice Cube said, and yeah, I don't know. I think that they make things, you know, interesting for people, and I think it also makes room for people like me that aren't gangsters to do this as well, and you know, to you know, pay homage to the culture without, you know, living that lifestyle or anything. Hey, what's going on? This is SonReal, and now you're tuned in to Scott Wood on the interview show. All right, peace.
I'm just playing, we can call this here some fun rap. I've been killing shit and I ain't never even done that. Recorded in digital, but dude, I tape for one track. Now every motherfucking DJ in your city saying run that. Who the hell are you? This what I bees bout. Came in the game and never took no ease route. Tucked to my guns and rolled her down like Steve's out. Now we do a show and Shotty pull the D's out. Of the ballpark swinging like an all-star from the place where everybody talking like football. Perfect my technique while I watch y'all go perfect it. No more. He back boy without no introduction. I got claiming. Now these dudes are talking shit before me, all like, hey man, hey man. I really like your music, I think that you gon' do it. In fact, maybe we should do a track to really, really prove it. My dude Dougie makes some beats, he only started up last week, but I swear to God that it's eating, this style is super unique. No, back on my gritty, got my back on my city, with my city on my back. When I rap, it's a pity I make you rewrite what you spittin'. I never got Wile Coyote to make these critics trip out like they was fucking with peyote. Girl, I'm grody, so don't you hold me, cause your dude know me, but we ain't homie. So if you phone me, then I might pick up, but if I'm too drunk, then I might hiccup.
I'm tired of getting questions you already know the answer to. So why are you offended when my choice is not to answer you? Don't you have a dance to do? Hugging up to someone new. The funny part is that you niggas don't have the slightest clue that you done woke a sleeping beast who was hibernating. Now he on the streets in need of something to eat. I feast on these rappers like a buffet and dance in the rain, call me Buffet. Ballin' in the Barclays, niggas soft as parfait. Be the first one to taste the parquet. Having too much to say, stay the fuck out the way when grown men are speaking. These little dudes tweaking and they reaching, getting popped just for peeping. I'm peaking at the right time, I don't need right rhymes. I pen dissertations, masterclass, that's about mine. Way over the matter, I've been over the chatter. These critics ain't satisfied till they see your brain splattered. The cage I ain't never been, room contains an elephant. Exactly who I'm talking to, nigga, that's irrelevant. From this day forth, consider yourself warned. When you're 15 minutes up, I be just getting warm.
Hey, what's going on? I'm SonReal. You're watching you're listening to the interview show with my man Scott Wood.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard I Feel Like. That's off Good News by SonReal. I've got SonReal with me here in a park on Main Street. We watched dogs play with Frisbees, but I'd love him to talk a bit about this track.
Thank you, Scott. I Feel Like's produced by a guy named Toolman. He's a very talented producer. He's from Toronto, and it's featuring someone I really look up to from the legendary Little Brother crew. Big Pooh is his name. And yeah, I just really like this song because it's kind of fast, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I love Little Brother as well. Can you talk maybe a little bit about what it was like meeting somebody who's made so many great indie hip-hop tracks?
It was cool, man. He was just like really, really kind when I first met him. Like, I mean, I went to his show here at the Media Club, and I just introduced myself, and he already kind of knew my music a little bit. And right after that, he just started tweeting at me, and we started talking a little bit, and we did that track shortly after. So, yeah. No, he's a real cool guy, and I was humbled to be able to meet him, and more humbled to actually do work with him. So
cool. I was hoping you could talk about a slept-on Canadian hip-hop track and what you appreciate about it.
Yes. Chaos, Faith featuring Drake. That song to me was like so amazing when it came out, and I just kind of feel like it was almost kind of just put into the background, and it never really got crazy shine. Chaos is somebody I've always kind of looked up to, and I really appreciate his singing and just the way he writes songs and whatnot. So that record especially to me was just like insane, and it never really, like, I would have liked to see like a video for it or something.
So would that be a track that you would rap over a dub?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would per se, but I would encourage a new rapper that's starting out to rap that as a dub if they can find the instrumental.
Nice. Now, when we were talking about this before, you sort of name dropped and said that you were talking about this track when you hung out with Shad the other day. So I was hoping you could talk about something that you and other rappers would talk about when you guys hang out that people wouldn't expect.
That's a good question. We talked about laptops for a long time. We were talking about how I write my stuff on my phone and he writes his on his laptop, and it's kind of funny because he brings the whole laptop into the booth and he's like holding a laptop. And then we started talking about how hard it is to hold laptops while you're in the booth. I don't know. We didn't really talk about much stuff. Like, lots of the time when rappers get in the studio and start chopping up, I mean, we just chop it up like normal people, but we're also insanely fascinated with hip-hop, so we're probably talking about hip-hop most of the time.
So another Canadian hip-hop legend, Classified, he's gone on record for saying that he's hated his first couple of albums. So I always like to ask like the cutest little dog with a ball in his mouth walk by. But more on point, I wanted to ask you, Classified, he hates his first 5 albums, so I wanted to ask you how you feel about your own progression as an artist.
I feel really good about it. Like, that's probably something that I'm the most that I pride myself the most on is my progression as an artist, because I feel like every single album I've done since I started making music has progressively gotten better.
Okay. So The Closer just came out. When you look at this record, what's one thing on this record where you're like, wow, okay, I've progressed here?
I would say on The Closers especially, I would say my rapping. I went hard on a lot of like the bars and like just kind of showed people that I'm like a really good MC, rather than a lot of people take me for like a really very songwriter based music, very melodic and stuff. And I think on The Closers I kind of proved to them all that I can rap, I can spit. Hey, what's going on? This is SonReal, and now you're tuned in to Scott Wood on The Interview Show. I got a new record out. It's called The Closers. You can pick that up now on iTunes, all right? Do it. All right, peace.
I must be out my mind to have you so inside it. And now you got my eyes ablaze, 'cause you've been on my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make your ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away on my mind all day. I was gonna write this song about my life, right? But then I started thinking of your ass and how it appear up in the right light. Now how the time moves so fast. Took her out for dinner, then she labeled me a winner, so I guess I get the prize, right? Ain't that how it work? I heard that's how it works, so work it, girl. Bend it, I'm a market girl. After that, you can watch me make some kind of nerd like Urkel, girl. I was gonna write some political shit. Instead, I wrote a fucking love song. And now that's my typical shit. What the hell I done wrong, man? I must be out my mind. I gotta be doing this so inside it. And now you got my ass ablaze. 'Cause you've been on my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make your ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away. On my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make that ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away. On my mind all day. I was
I was gonna write about drugs, but you my number one addiction. They say love knocks you down, but you got me in submission. Damn, you kinda got me wishing that you take my ride fishing. Don't play with me, play for me, baby, ride Strickland. Don't hate on me, bring it to me, baby, put the weight on me. Bench press and stress and any regrets. I got plenty to confess, want you out your panties and dress. Shake your fanny, make me happy, hope you gladly accept. 'Cause I'm a fan of you, you're exceptional. How come every movement you make is so sexual? How come it took this long to get next to you? Sorry to question you, I'm messing with you like you messing with me. You see, I feel like
I must be out my mind to have you so inside it. And now you got my ass ablaze, 'cause you've been on my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make your ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away. On my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make that ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away. On my mind all day.
glad to know your name. It's very nice to know you. You've been on my brain. When you gonna bring that over? We could chill and things. Got a couple things to show you. I like your lingerie, don't take it off. I do it for you. We could do it in the rain. We could do it in the sunshine. We can make some rounds. Gotta do it twice if you're gonna do it one time, 2 times, 3 times. Yes, I know you and me time. Girl, I'll be that dog if you let me beat up that feline.
I must be out my mind to have you so inside it. And now you got my ass ablaze, 'cause you've been on my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make your ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away. On my mind all day. But when I see you, I got nothing to say. So take them clothes off, I'ma make that ass pay for all the time that you've been taking away. On my mind all day.
Hey, what's going on? This is SonReal, and now you're tuned in to Scott Wood on The Interview Show. I got a new record out. It's called The Closers. You can pick that up now on iTunes, all right? Do it. All right, peace.
Welcome back to The Interview Show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You've just heard Mind All Day. That's by SonReal and Rich Kid off their collaborative record, The Closer. I've got SonReal sitting with me here in a park on Main Street. I would love it if you could say a few words about that track.
Mind All Day is kind of like a funny love song. It's meant to have like some comedic value, and it's produced by Rich Kid, and it's initially on the Good News project, but it's also, there's a remix that's on The Closers. And yeah, we've got Owen Sound on some of the background vocals on that, so enjoy it.
So I have to ask, with a song like that, you have it on one album, you decide to remake it. Why? Why does that song deserve a second take?
Because it was such a hit and people like connected with it so much that we had to redo it, and we had to show them how the remix goes. I like the remix personally more than the original, so I think sometimes when you got good songs like that, it's okay to do a remix, and if it turns out good, roll with it. Usually remixes don't turn out better than the original, but this is like one of the cases I think it actually did. So
awesome. So you did just release your first collaborative effort with Rich Kid. The album is called The Closer. So I was hoping you could get people up to speed if they don't know who Rich Kid is. Who's that guy?
He's a producer and an artist from Toronto, and he's kind of like one of the main dudes out there right now, and a lot of people are really kind of banking on him to blow up. And yeah, man, he's just a really talented artist overall. He's an engineer as well, so you can check him out. He's produced for like Drake and, you know, all sorts of people, Busta Rhymes, Redman, all sorts of people, so you can go look him up.
Cool. So I was hoping you could talk about making the record. When you make a record with another rapper, there's got to be feelings of being competitive, and there's got to be feelings of teamwork. So I was hoping you could talk about both.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of teamwork with it, obviously. I don't think we ever really got in the booth and we're like, yo, I gotta like murk you, bro, like whatever. It was more like just like kind of bouncing off each other and trying to make the best records we could make. I know there was a few times like Rich Kid would be in the booth and he'd be rapping his thing and he'd be done a take, and I'd be like, hey man, I think you can do that part better, or I think you know should finish off a bit better, or punch here, and vice versa. He said the same kind of things to me. So I think if anything, rather than competing with each other, we were really pushing each other. So
where's one moment where you got pushed by Rich Kid?
What was it? Which track? The Openers, actually. It's the very first song on The Closers, ironically. But yeah, he came in and did his first verse, and once he did it, I was just like, and I kind of just started rewriting my verse right from there. And even once I got back in, there were certain parts that I re-recorded and just made it a little bit stronger because I really liked his verse. It pushed me.
What's a moment where the opposite happened and you decided to push him a little bit?
I would say on a song called Control, where we kind of both talk about like something real deep. We talk about like us growing up and our parents divorcing, and we have like really similar stories actually that we didn't even know until we wrote that song. And I think I kind of pushed him. I started writing the chorus and I sang the chorus to him a few times. I think it really took Rich Kid out of his comfort zone, and he really wrote a really amazing verse that I don't know if he would have wrote it if I didn't kind of push him in that direction. So
all right, so Eminem, he turned 40 today. When you're 40, what do you want to be rapping about?
I don't know, man. I can't even I can't think that far ahead. Like I feel like I've came so far in the last year and a half or 2 years. Like I can't think, you know, I'm 27 now, so that's 13 years away. I really don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. Hopefully I'm rapping about amazing stuff that still keeps you intrigued.
Great. All right. SonReal, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate it. At the end of the show, I like the artist to pick a track off their current record. Talk a little bit about it as I bring up that track.
Yeah, I would like you guys to play Hometown. Hometown's off of the new Closers project, and it's my favorite track. It kind of hits like a soft spot with me because I'm from Vernon, and I talk about that in that track, and Rich Kid talks about his hometown, and I just think it's a really deep, meaningful song. So here's Hometown.
All right, so we're going to listen to Hometown by SonReal. That's off his record, The Closer. It's a collaborative album with Rich Kid. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Hey, what's going on? This is SonReal, and now you're tuned in to Scott Wood on the interview show. I got a new record out. It's called The Closers. You can pick that up now on iTunes, all right? Do it. All right.
I had to leave your ass today. We all act like it ain't hard. When you leave something you love, it always seems to leave a scar. I try and say I do it up, no matter what go down. But now I give a fuck, cause I do it for the hometown. I know it look like I ain't missing you, yeah, like this shit ain't a thing, and now you acting like I've been too cool, so all I wanna say is for my hometown, don't you know now, yeah, it's still me, yeah, it's going down, no matter where I'm gon' be, you gon' see that I do it for my hometown.
This one is for Ridge Block, Saga City native, and a city they call T-Dot. Bust 3 shots, my rotten peeps from the jump who seen a legend in the making. And the ones hating on my ghetto graduation, put my city on my back like a knapsack. Ransack the industry, flatten these critics just like a black Mack truck. Every town I go in, I'm getting mad love. I demand it, I ain't going out like some sad chump. I got these thugs, I never fuck with catching asthma. Can't breathe, too many accolades, baby, I can't leave. Why should I? Shit, why would I? I'm these youngins' inspiration. If I said goodbye, who would they look up to? They probably live my old life and cook up food. Some of them already do, thinking more grown now, even though I'm known now. Everywhere I go, I hold it down for my hometown.
I know it look like I ain't missing you, yeah, like this shit ain't a thing, and now you acting like I've been too cool, so all I wanna say is for my hometown, don't you know now, yeah, it's still me, yeah, it's going down, no matter where I'm gon' be, you gon' see that I do it for my hometown. Trying to make these moves, sometimes we forget where we started at. History repeats itself, so I still rock that starter cap. Knew I was gonna do it from the moment that I thought of that. In my hometown, where my mama at. Shout out go to D-Man, shout out go to Killer B. In a room of doubt, they the first ones who believed in me. Danger shot my first performance, burn that shit to DVD. I'm just a depiction of a person where they need to be. The best, the man, Jordan. But when I go back home, my hometown tell a bro to slow down. I say why, bitch, I've been fighting for these words to come through. Me and Busy hopping these flights, trying to represent you. They say I changed and the bro ain't even made it, but watch me get my shine on. Either that or I'm faded, either that or I'm jaded. I saw the price and I paid it, so this one go out to Vernon. Whether you love or you hate it, gotta understand. I know it look like I ain't missing you, yeah, like this shit ain't a thing, and now you acting like I've been too cool, so all I wanna say is for my hometown, don't you know now, yeah, it's still me, yeah, it's going down, no matter where I'm gon' be, you gon' see that I do it for my hometown.
See, I've been all around, up and down, but ain't nowhere gon' feel like where I'm gon' touch down. Once I'm in town, that's the moment that I realize it's all good. Hey, I don't need your depths today, nah, cause I've been doing just fine. And I'm feeling like there's been a reason that I feel I have to say.
I know it look like I ain't missing you, yeah, like this shit ain't a thing, and now you acting like I've been too cool,